Hi everyone, I am live. Michelle has kindly asked me to speak today about some social media content ideas, which I will start shortly. There's about 12 as part of the BWR community, so it takes a little while for Michelle to upload the live link onto all the pages, so I will wait until then, until she's uploaded the content onto all the groups, and then I can start. So first off, thank you so much for joining this afternoon. It's beautiful out there, another really lovely sunny day. So thank you for coming inside out the sunshine for a bit and finding out about all things social media. Hi Claire, and hi Helen. I'll just wait for a while for Michelle to connect all the groups and share it across the Facebook groups, and then before I start, I'll introduce me and who I am and what I do. Hi both. It's a lovely sunny day, so hopefully you've been able to see some of the sunshine. I think slowly businesses are starting to get back and slowly picking up. I know certainly I've been quite busy and had lots of new inquiries over the last couple of weeks, which is really encouraging. So thank you for taking the time out today, for joining me, and thank you for coming in from the sun and stopping at what you're doing, working on your business at the moment. So just a couple of minutes after 2. I'll say hi and introduce me and who I am. So I am Tracy Marland, and my business is Social Butterfly Digital. Claire has just asked about it sounds a little crackly. Let me just check my microphone setup. Does it sound okay to you, Helen? I think you're on as well. Let me just check. I'm using my laptop, so hopefully it's all okay. Otherwise I may need to switch to my phone. Let me just check the settings now. Turn it up a little bit. Hi Claire, just checking. Claire's just said it might sound a little crackly on the microphones. I'm just checking that my microphone is all sounding okay and everyone can hear me clearly. Okay, I've turned the microphone up slightly. I'm actually in a nice quiet place in the house, so hopefully that's all okay. There we go. Fine. I've hidden away and bribed my husband to take the children out for a couple of hours, so hopefully I should be able to chat in quiet. But yeah, so a bit more about me. So I'm Tracy Marland and I run Social Butterfly Digital, and ultimately I help business owners to get clarity on their social media and to really gain control and save time over what they're doing. It can be quite a challenge, and it can be quite overwhelming sometimes to think about your social media and what you're going to post on there, especially from a business point of view, and sometimes you can overanalyze what you're doing and putting on. So for me, I work with business owners to really get rid of all that and get a clear plan on what they want their social media to achieve, and then how they can develop and build content to actually achieve those goals. I am all about consistency. You'll see it a lot if you follow me on social media. You'll see that my main message is about being consistent and being relevant to your audience, but I'll come on to that later. Social Butterfly Digital was started last July now, so not long before I became official. Prior to that, I've worked in the media industry for around 20 years with quite a big radio company, which soon moved on from radio into digital products, and really the boom of social media and digital marketing happened, and I fell in love with being able to help clients, and I worked with clients such as Sky or Bovis Homes, Longleat Safari and independents, so all sorts of shapes and sizes of businesses. And I suddenly was able to really help them use digital media and social media to actually target their niche audience. So they didn't have to buy in volume anymore. They could get their message out to even one person or smaller number, but really target their audience. So for me, I really became heavily involved in promoting businesses and helping those businesses get their key messages out and then get actions on social media. So for a while I was doing that with my old job in the corporate world, and then redundancy came and I could take it, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to do this for myself. So that's where I set up the company. And I currently look after clients in different guises. So I am currently writing for 7 clients, and they range from a grounds work company right through to carpentry, through to arts and craft provider, and then a weight loss consultant. So a variety of clients, and I also offer one-to-one support and workshops. And again, I'll touch on that. I'm running a workshop later on this week. So before I go on to look at the content things, I just want to make sure that Michelle has managed to share this across all groups and we're all good to go. I will come on to the content in a moment, but yeah, just to say, backing up from, I think Michelle's popped it in the notes, if you are able to, please can you share the content and share the love and share the message and the ideas today. It's the BWR network is an amazing network, and I'm sure the people that are in it and the businesses that you collaborate with outside of it would benefit from not only the support and knowledge and advice that we have in the group, but hopefully some of the content ideas that I'll go through today. So talking about audiences and how you engage your social audience, and really I just wanted to look at, I'm going to read from my notes which was just down below, and I looked at what is the definition of social media. And according to Wikipedia, it's the websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. And for me, that's really key. Social media is there to help businesses share their content and get participation from their audience. And your social media reach, your followers, are your audience. So they're your pairs of ears that you can tell your story to and sell your messages to. Your audience are expecting to see your content. That's why they follow you. That's why they like you. They want to hear from you. So they're expecting to see content from you. But most of all, they want to feel like they belong. And social media is all about helping businesses to connect with their audience through engaging with them, through really feeling like your audience belongs there. They belong with you. They're a customer. They're in the right place. If your audience then feels that they belong, they will then start to participate. So they might like or share or comment and hopefully buy from you, recommend you, and that's when they really start to become engaged. You can start to build an audience then with your social following. So they turn from just being your followers to business customers with a relationship. So why is engagement important? There's 4 reasons that I talk about when I talk to clients about why engagement's important. Now, we all know the old saying, people buy people. And really in this world and this day, if we want to make a purchase, want to buy something, we do our research and we find out on a company, and we will probably have a look at their website. We'll then go on to look at their social pages to really see if they are who they say they are. Can we trust them? Can we give our money to them? And ultimately, what's the story behind the company? So number 1, your social media pages really enable you to tell your business story. And that's really important, especially through the times at the moment. We've really been through a tough time with coronavirus. We're still in it, and more we are using social media and communities to feel support, to feel inspired, to understand businesses, what they're doing, how they're adapting or pivoting their business. And social platform is a great way to get your message out there to your customers and to your audience to say, this is us, this is our story, this is how we've changed, this is what we're doing now. So number 1, your social media pages really allow you to tell your story. Number 2, it takes 7 touch points for someone to buy. Before someone buys something from you, it takes 7 touch points. So they need to come across your brand regularly to then buy from you. And it's all about keeping you at the top of people's minds. So if you think about it, you may have a preferred supermarket that you go to all the time, and currently in lockdown it may be more difficult. There may be barriers, so you might not be able to get your online shop anymore, or if you go and queue up, it's going to take longer. So you suddenly have other options in your head, and you have a list of one, two or three other options that you may turn to. So you might not want to go to Asda anymore, you might try Lidl or Aldi or Sainsbury's. And that list that's in your head, that awareness of all those other options you have, is because of marketing. And you've seen or you've heard other people shop in these other areas, and you see a story of what those other supermarkets are like, and whether that's through an advert or whether that's through a social media story, and you will have a preferred list in your head. So the idea of social media is that what you want to do is be there consistently, so you're in people's minds. And you might not be their number one right now, they might be buying or doing business with someone else, but should a time come and they want to change, you're there on their list of preferred options, and they will hopefully do business with you. Number 3, if you have an engaged audience, they are more likely to share your content. And ultimately, shared content is like gold dust. So if you have content that that could be a customer using a product, taking a photo saying they absolutely love it, they've got great results from it, or they love the taste of it. If someone shares that, and you can then share that to your customer base through your social media pages, that's a really authentic and true testimonial. And it's a great way of showcasing people and saying, hey, this person really liked my product, you really need to try it. So if you have an engaged audience, not only will they share your content, they will then turn into become a fan, or even better, a brand ambassador. So they're telling people and recommending you to others. And number 4, the benefit of having an engaged audience on your Facebook is for feedback. Use it for market research. If you ask for comments, remember to reply to the comments. So if you're asking for feedback, or you're running a poll about what's the favourite product, remember to reply back to them. But yeah, ultimately use your social media to get feedback. Work out your target audience. Are they the people that are engaging with you, and do they really think about the product the same as you think about the product, and use them for some feedback as well. So 4 really great ways in which you can use your social media pages, and why you should use your social media pages, and why really being there and being consistent and getting the engagement is so important for your business. So now you know why it's important to engage your audience. I'm really here to share some ideas on how you can engage them. And for me, there is a big list. You may have other ideas, you may listen to other social media consultants that might have different ideas, but these are sort of my ideas and how I use the themes to really schedule my content, and when I'm brainstorming, how I can get my ideas down out of my head and onto the page to make sense. So content is absolutely key. What you share, remember what I said earlier, so people are expecting to see content. If they're following you on social media, they know that you're going to be posting at some point, whether that's video or chat, so they're expecting to see things. But really, to keep your audience there and to keep them engaged and to keep liking and sharing, it's really, really, really important to make it relevant to your audience. So all the time, keep them in mind. And when you're writing, you are writing for your audience, and you're not necessarily writing for you or what you would like to put out there. It's what they want to hear. Your social media audience want to know what your business is about. So who you are, what's the story behind you, what you're doing, how your business is changing. So tell them, and also remember about the consistency. Tell them in a consistent way so they know what's coming. They know about the business. You're building up that like, know and trust. Ultimately, having a plan will save you time in the long run. So giving some time to sit and plan a fortnight's or a month's content is really worthwhile, rather than every day thinking, what am I going to post today? And then spending ages looking for a photograph or a video or doing something there and then. Having a plan in place that can adapt and flex depending on what's happening in the environment. Having a plan will really ultimately save you time in the long term. So social content themes, and I will take a quick sip of water before we go on to them. So I group my content into 4 themes, and they can slightly overlap, but ultimately my first header is sell. And I guess sell is probably the most scariest one, maybe, or the one that sometimes business owners feel really awkward about. I mentioned I work with a craft company, and they sell glitter paste and MDF stencils, and they have an absolutely amazing community. So they have a strong Facebook page with a couple of thousand followers, and then they also have another Facebook page set up by fans. So these are people that share their creations. They have a really engaged audience that love to like and comment. And interestingly, when they put new stencil designs up there on their Facebook page, and people would say, I've done these great creations, they didn't always link back to the product. So if you think about your audience that are on social media, we are all quite tech savvy in using it, and we're actually quite used to now seeing something on social media. If we like it, we want to get it, and you need to make it simple. So don't feel embarrassed or don't feel awkward about it, but yes, your social followers expect to see content, and some of that they expect to see you selling. So if you are promoting a product, so like the craft company, we've started to make slight changes and now I've started to link to those products, and just in 2 months they're referrals, so the amount of traffic from social media pages is up by 200%, and they've actually seen a massive increase in sales coming from social media just by putting those links on, and that's added to sales over of the business. So always remember, if you're talking about a product, pop the link on, make it specific to the product so you can track it as well, and don't be afraid to sell. Absolutely fine. Also with selling, if you have an engaged audience and they like the product, then reward them with that. So offer exclusive offers. You can do that per platform. So you might have a different platform, different offer on Instagram or a different one on Facebook. But ultimately, yeah, do a quick offer. Do a stories. I absolutely love stories, and if things here they tell stories, I'm totally get behind them. Get on there every day if you can. Do a quick offer. 24 hours they last, and that will really sort of engage you and boost your sales. Or host a watch party. We've all got lots of time at the moment. We're very used to now engaging over video. Host a watch party, host a pamper night, and showcase your product and get it out there. Okay, so that was sell. Next thing I look at is entertain, and we'll look at some ideas of how you can entertain your audience across your social pages. Motivational quotes. So depending on your market, like I said before, work with weight loss or well-being companies. Motivational quotes, and being there offering content that can show that you empathise with your audience and what they're going through, and summarising about how you're feeling right now and what may be going on in your business world. So yeah, motivational quotes are really great for inspiration and a touch point of where you are and what you're feeling and what's going on in the business right now. You could also have a photo of the day. Say perhaps show me your view from your desk or your office, what's going on behind the scenes is also very good. Something different to look at, if you are struggling with content and finding different content every week as well, you could look at creating a series. So if there's a particular theme or a particular question that keeps coming up with your customers, then look at running a series. So you could every day at the same, or every week at the same time, update on a particular subject as well. Competitions are great for entertainment as well and can really help with your engagement. Looking at tagging your friends for them to win prizes at the moment. I think especially in this environment where we're all trying to show loved ones or friends and family that we are thinking of them, a simple Facebook competition offering a prize for 2 people where you tag someone in is a really nice place to start at the moment, and a nice feel good competition to run. If you are running a competition on your Facebook pages, please always remember as well to be really clear on your terms and conditions. So how you enter, what you need to do, and try and keep it simple. Too many hoops for people to jump through will put people off. So keep it simple, make it clear, show the deadline date. If there are really heavy terms and conditions, then you can put them on your website and then just have a link on your social media pages directing people to that as well. But yes, please lift those. People expect to see terms and conditions these days, these social media competitions. My third theme that I use is share. And for me, one of the fundamental sort of strengths of social media is that it really is a place to share. And I think within this community, within the BWI community, we do that really well. Whether we need advice or when we need support, we do share. And remember, your social media community that you have and your audience that you've generated, they're all there because they're bought into your story, and are there to listen, and they want to hear what's going on. So it's a safe environment to share too, and share your thoughts and experiences, and empathise with your audience, listen to what they're telling you, give some advice. Best way to do this is through video. If you can do live, then please do live. But yeah, share what's going on, share some new news. People get to see you then and see what you're about, see your personality, see who you are, and that's what I buy into. Also share things like market news. So what's going on in the industry, particularly important, obviously, if you're looking at business to business, what's going on in the current marketplaces, and not just thinking about your market, but what's happening in the market of your customers, and sharing that information as well. So sharing content that's really relevant and that is shareable, that they can tag people in and share it on to further your profile as well. And then the other shareable content, which I mentioned earlier is like Goldust, is this UGC content, so user generated content. If you have testimonials, if you have pictures of your customers using products, then please share. For the back end of last year, I was working with Rose Farm, which is quite a big attraction. They're predominantly a farm shop, but also have a big indoor soft play and outdoor adventure place for kids. And the most engaged piece of content that we did was really around families posting their days out. And you can have a look on Instagram, they tag Rose Farm in, and really sharing that content was really great to show other families having a good day out and how great it would be if their audience also went. So using that user generated content is a really great way of not just going out there and saying come to Rose, it's a great day out. It's showing people what it's like. It's like know and trust for people then to come do business with you. And finally, my last theme, as we've had sell, we've had share, and now we have educate as well. So my last one is educate, and using your knowledge, not giving it all away, but doing not user generated, but creating your own content. So whether that is a blog, more and more business owners now are using blogs and hosting those on platforms such as LinkedIn or through their own websites, and it's amazing using blogs to get key pieces of knowledge out there, showcase your expertise. It could be how-tos, it could be guides, really looking at your customer audience and finding out what's the most frequently asked questions. So if one customer or 2 or 3 or 4 are asking you the same kinds of questions, you can guarantee there's more of those out there thinking that or wondering that. So looking at your frequently asked questions and writing a blog from that, or writing a vlog, or some tips or a listicle post, so top 5 things to do, here's my top 4 hack. So really nice creative content around that. I work with Rebecca from Solid Bar Company. I know she's within the group and does that really well through blogs. I mean, the biggest question is, what's the difference between a solid shampoo bar and my more shampoo? And it's absolutely amazing to see people now, if that blog was written a long time ago, but we're putting it back out there and people still reading that to really understand the product and what they can do with it. So blogs, curated content is amazing. Infographics, so that means using some sort of market knowledge and displaying it using charts or bar graphs or images to get your point across. And then also you could host a FQ session. So if you like going live, are you happy to do live, happy to do a video, you could host a session, a Q&A session live and get people to ask questions, put comments in and host that as well, to really showcase your knowledge and educate your audience with lots of hints and tips from what you do. So those are my 4 themes. I hope that they have inspired and given you some ideas on how to collate your content. And for me, there may be others. I'm not saying that these are all of them, but what I then do is think about what's going on in my business, what's going on in the world, what's going on in my customers' world, and really using all those bits of information and use the 4 headers and try and drop them into each header. It really helps me then to plan out my content and look at what I'm putting there. So how much of my content am I selling, how much am I educating, and really try and have an equal balance with the content that I'm putting out to keep it consistent but keep it varied, and also to keep it relevant. So those are my tips. I'm hoping that's inspired you slightly. If you do have any questions, please pop them in comments. I'm having a little look now. If you have some questions afterwards, then please either get in touch, or you want to add them to the comment section afterwards. I'll keep checking. If you tag me in, then I'm more than happy to answer any questions at a later date, so if you do need anything. Please remember to share as well. Share as much as you can. Pop it on your profile, share with friends. You know, for those that want some ideas on their social media content and how to get their messages out there. I have a workshop coming up as well later on in the week, so if you do want more information, want to know how to collect your social media content plan and put it together, then that runs on Thursday afternoon at 2. There's a couple left. You can have a look at my website, socialbutterflydigital.co.uk, or have a look at my Facebook page for details. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you very much to Michelle for giving me the opportunity, really, and letting me come over and showcase what I do and how I can help. Anything at the moment, I think, you know, there's lots of business owners out there that are really trying to get their heads around moving their business from a very face-to-face world to this virtual world that we are in at the moment, and that can be quite overwhelming. And I think I really, you know, for me, enjoyed the last few weeks where I've been able to talk to many different business owners, and I'm more than happy to give ideas and tips and support and advice on making that transition a bit easier. It might take time to adjust. I think that, you know, like anything, if it's new to you, it just takes a little bit of time, but keep a plan, keep being consistent, keep doing it, and you will see results, and your audience will thank you for it, and you will see the engagement change. So thank you, Michelle, for today. Thank you everyone for joining me on such a sunny afternoon. And again, I'm Tracy from Social Butterfly Digital. Thank you very much, and I hopefully will see you again very soon. Take care. Have a good afternoon. Bye.